Welcome to the Man Cave Media Network and the Down East Prep Report with Chris Miller, brought to you by Marine Federal Credit Union. I'm your host, Steve Goodson, and along with Chris, we're joined this week by special guest, and I say that plural, Holden and Sawyer Smith. Now, I came in and shook your hands, and, man, I'll just be honest with you. Holden.
Yes, sir.
Holden, okay. Sawyer.
Yes, sir.
Coach.
That's right.
Okay. So joined by Holden and Sawyer Smith, seniors at Liberty Christian Academy, and members of the Heat football team, and head coach Shawn Richmond, who is making his second appearance on the show.
I know, when you're doing, you must be doing something right. When
I
you
guess,
get to,
man. Well, when you give people food, they do have a tendency to come back, right? So, well, guys, thanks for joining us today. So we're going to start off and just recap the slate of games from last week. Then we're going to talk to Holden and Sawyer about their football journey and Liberty Heat football, and talk to Coach a couple things about the Twins. Then we'll let Chris break down this coming week's matchups. We've got some good matchups this week, and of course your official prediction. So Friday Night Lights are coming. It's local football, and it's all right here on Down East Prep Report. And again, we want to thank our show sponsor, Marine Federal Credit Union. At Marine Federal, you're more than just a member; you're part of a community. With personalized service, competitive rates, and a commitment to your goals, Marine Federal is here to help you thrive every step of the way. Visit marinefederal.org to learn more and discover how Marine Federal Credit Union can help you build a better financial future. So we're going to start the recap off with our player of the week this week. Last week it was tough. Wasn't quite probably as tough this week?
I think this week was a lot tougher because we had a lot of guys that performed well at a high level. So, and which is neat to see, but it does make it difficult when you're trying to pick a player of the week.
All right. So the player of the week is brought to you by Jason Humphrey and Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. And our this week's player of the week is Northside High School junior running back Rahlai, like you rely on somebody. Okay. Rahlai Anderson. So Rahlai led Northside to 42-28 victory over West Carteret last Friday night. 26 carries, 182 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. And I think what's is impressive about this, and the folks can see this on the screen, first 3 games, he had a total of 111 rushing yards. Yeah, and we talked about that during the first. Actually, after the game after Jacksonville, that the passing attack for Northside with Gray and the receiver. What's the receiver's name? Davis.
Gavin Davis.
Yeah, Gavin Davis. The receiver and the quarterback. That was on point, but they had to maybe get a little more balanced, and it seems like they had. So over the last 4 games. Rahlai has rushed for 100 yards in each of the last 4 games, and it's I think he's up to 700 some yards for the season.
And
correct?
he really was a big difference in the win a couple weeks ago at Croatan, because Croatan was really focused on Northside's passing attack, and Northside did struggle in that department throughout the game, but it was a running game that really propelled them to victory that game. So they really established the run second half against Richlands, and have just carried the momentum going forward.
And and we've talked about that a little moving forward. This week is a great example. The matchup. I won't spoil it, but I will tell you that half of the game of the week is Northside. So if you know who Northside's playing, then you'll know who the other half of the team is. But Coach, when I know 8-man's a little bit different, but controlling the clock and controlling, especially when you get the lead, that's important, right?
Absolutely. Excuse me. Actually, the last 2 games we've been able to just kind of kill the clock with just
ball control.
Just ball control.
Yeah.
We held the ball 2 weeks ago. We held the ball for the last 6 minutes of the game, and last week it was we turnover. We had a couple of minutes left. Just held the ball, took a knee.
Yeah. Yeah. So ball control is important, and for note, Coach and I were talking off air, and we'll get back to this. He was on the show 5 or 6 weeks ago. Since Coach was on the show, Liberty 5-0, correct?
That's correct.
So we'll take the credit for that.
So we'll take the credit for that one, and when you lose, we won't take the credit for it if you lose again. So, but anyway, player of the week, Rahlai Anderson, Northside High School. Again, Player of the Week brought to you by Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. Down East Heating and Air, a family tradition of quality since 1986, with locations in Jacksonville, Wilmington, and North Myrtle Beach. Down East Heating is the #1 Bryant dealer of the Carolinas. Home, office, garage, man cave, and yes, even a basement. Down East has the perfect system to help you stay comfortable during the football season. Head over to downeastheating.com and let Down East put their talents to work for you. So, again, we thank Jason Humphrey for sponsoring this. I know he watches the show. He and I talk frequently, and he likes what we're doing. Maybe he likes what you're doing. I don't know. So
he asked me a couple weeks ago.
Did he?
Being his cousin is my son-in-law.
Yeah.
He asked me a couple weeks ago before we played community. He says, y'all going to win? I said, I feel pretty confident going into the game. We're pretty prepared. He goes, I don't know who I'm going to pick then.
He does. So he does picking on Chris Rayner's show. Yeah, on Fridays. I think. Well, Chris, you do picking and I do picking for that as well. So we always pick you guys. So just to let you know that. So all right, let's morph in and we're going to go over to recap last week's games real quick, so you guys can look and see. Last week's matchups: Jacksonville 35, JH Rose 21. That was our featured game of the week. Amari Pearson 3 touchdowns. Powered Jacksonville past the Rose for actually the third time in a row that they beat Rose.
Yeah, and I mean they've been the better team the last few years, and same recipe for success that Jacksonville's had the last couple weeks. Get an early lead, force some sort of turnover in the first quarter, go up a couple scores, and then kind of just nip and tuck the next couple quarters, and then kind of pull away at the end. So they took care of business again Friday night.
All right. Northside 42, West Carteret 28. We talked about that. In addition to Anderson, Reginald Gray III threw for 254 yards and led a fourth quarter surge as Northside held off West Carteret because they got out. They were down 14-0. Is that correct?
They were down 14-0 early, and then it was 28-28 in the third quarter because West Carteret had scored twice to tie it up, and then Northside found a little something at the end and pulled away. But look, I mean, Northside is in the driver's seat to win that conference, but somebody like Dixon are going to be gunning for them when they see that, hey, we can contend with Northside. So it'll be very interesting to see how Dixon plays Northside Friday night.
Well, you've revealed our game of the week, but that's okay. So we have Steeler Lee says, awesome to see Jacksonville and Northside both having potential to win conference championships. So, yeah, it's good. Look, it's always good when all our local schools do well, whether public or private. So, I mean, it's always good. Croatan 38, Richland 7, Andrew Boucher 3. Gotta love the name. Andrew Boucher, 3 first-half scores, set the tone for Croatan, and they snapped a 3-game skid to Richlands. East Duplin 38, Trask 6. Aaron Hall ran for 101 yards and 3 touchdowns to keep East Duplin rolling in conference play. New Bern bounces back after their week with against Jacksonville to beat White Oak 46-20. Josh Smith threw three TD passes to Elliott Pineda. And they've kind of hooked up in the last – they've kind of found a rhythm the last month, haven't they? Because, they started out kind of slow. I mean, I know they ended up losing, but Pineda and Smith have kind of connected in the last –
Yeah, I mean, look, Josh has put up great numbers worthy of victory, and unfortunately for White Oak, they've had they're playing some tough teams, so but they've had a tendency of falling behind early and then having to scramble and make some big plays to catch up. So even then against New Bern, they fell behind, made things interesting, and then just ran out of gas. So if you're White Oak, again, I've said this 3 or 4 straight weeks, you need to establish an early lead and or get off to a good start and not fall behind too far early.
Havelock 29, Dixon 28. That was Dixon's rally, fell 1 point short. Pender 50, Southwest 14. Southwest still searching. Pender's offense, Pender's undefeated.
Yeah, Pender's undefeated.
I know we really don't cover them, but Pender's bringing it. So I'm assuming that's the conference with East Duplin, correct?
That's the conference with East Duplin, and they play next week.
Do they?
So if both take care of business, I mean, I still think East Duplin is. Yeah. I give them the edge in that one, but Pender's not. They've not played a cakewalk schedule, so they've they played some decent teams.
Okay. East Corrette 49, Lejeune 12. The great thing about this was that Lejeune ended up playing. There was a chance that they weren't going to play. They played. They broke the scoring drought. They were scoreless in 4 games, I think. Look, man, I'm just glad the kids got to play, and they actually found the end zone a couple times. And then finally, Liberty Christian 13, Father Capadona. Is that correct? Capadano.
Yep.
Defense rules the night as Liberty Christian Sawyer Smith. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Fist bump across the thing. Okay. Returns a pick 6 to secure the Heat's 5th straight win. So, and you guys are off this week, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were joking. Okay. So y'all are taking it easy a little bit. So before we get to the interview, we're going to rapid fire real quick with a couple things with Chris from the recap. You guys are more than welcome to comment if something comes up and you hear something and you want to comment on these. First question: is Amari Pearson making a case for the conference MVP?
For the conference MVP,
Yeah.
and I was just thinking about that the other day, and possibly maybe area player of the year, given that he's doing it against some high caliber teams. So we'll see how Jacksonville does the rest of the season and in the playoffs. But I'm just saying hypothetically, if Jacksonville goes pretty far in the playoffs and he continues to play well, I mean, you have to put him up there.
Okay.
I think it's impressive. They just reload.
Yeah.
June goes to college.
Yeah, how about that?
Just reloading with AP. And I think they got another young guy behind him.
Amari Benton.
Yeah.
He's going to come up. So it's like, Coach Bo's doing a good job over there just developing those running backs.
Is the Benton? I mean, is that the same name, the same last name? There's a Benton that played at Jacksonville a couple years back and playing at East Carolina now. That's Benton,
B-E-N-T.
Okay, different name. Okay,
Odell Benton. I mean, they're originally from Richlands, and Odell played for Jeff Cobb at Richlands.
Okay.
And, then when all that redistricting, I mean, those Bentons went to Jacksonville, and the rest is history.
But you're right, Coach. They reload. It's good. Isn't it good
in that position?
Do you have twins waiting in the wings when these guys graduate?
I hope so. Somewhere.
Okay.
We'll find them. We'll make them twins.
Hey, you got to find the NIL budget.
Yeah,
That's right.
How clutch was Reginald Gray's connection with Michaela White in crunch time?
Well, I mean, it was a big play. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, Northside kind of struggled. I don't know if that was a game that they overlooked West Carteret. Which certainly is not a team to overlook, but I don't know if they overlooked the Patriots or they just maybe didn't show up that night. But they had to work for that one. I think they had to work a little harder than they anticipated. But anytime you have a big play like that spurs you to victory, it's big.
What stood out more, Gray's arm or Anderson's 182 yards on the ground?
I would say Anderson's 82 because they are a different team.
Yeah.
Northside is a different team when they can run the ball, take some pressure off their sophomore quarterback, and just be well balanced. And especially again with the weather getting colder, and I mean going into November and maybe possibly December, and it's going to be very cold. You're going to need to run the ball then because that ball is a little bit harder to throw and catch when it's really cold outside.
Coach, run the ball in defense, right?
Run the ball. Just like, I mean, again, with 8-man, it's no different. If we can establish the run, it sets up. And we're going to spread them out regardless.
Yeah.
We're going to spread them out and run. We're going to spread them out and pass. We're just going to spread them out. Yeah. More open space, the better for every position.
Yeah. All right. How efficient was Cannon McBride's leading in the offense, Croatan versus Richlands?
Well, I think it was just kind of I think I picked the score 35-7, so I wasn't too far off. And even Coach Gurley texted me Friday night saying, "Yeah, you weren't, you almost got it." And but workmanlike effort. I anticipated Croatan not having too much resistance, or too much trouble with Richlands, and it was just kind of a workmanlike effort by Cannon and the Cougars and Boucher.
Did New Bern just remind everyone that they're still contenders in the conference?
I don't want to say contenders in the conference. But again, White Oak is not a terrible team. Like I said, they've had a tendency to fall behind early against quality teams. But you knew New Bern wasn't going to be on their skid for too long. It was a good win for the Bears. But, again, White Oak is not a terrible team. I think they have maybe a couple plays here and there that they wish they could have had back. But, New Bern, maybe not for the conference, but maybe they'll have some momentum going into the playoffs.
Was Dixon at home against Havelock?
They were at Havelock.
At Havelock. Okay. I'm going to ask you this question. Should Dixon have gone for 2 in the win?
Oh, no, they were down 29-20.
Oh, okay.
They were down 29-20 and scored the octopus.
All right, my bad then. Tough loss, 300 yards rushing between Galat and Daney and Delaney. Tough loss.
I think so, because I think Havelock's still vulnerable. I mean, they're starting a freshman at quarterback the last couple of weeks, and they have a freshman wide receiver. So, this year is the year that you want to get the Rams, and if you're Dixon, I mean, you thought you had a chance to win. I think they did have a chance to win, but again, just fell behind in the fourth quarter, and that touchdown and 2-point conversion late came within like maybe 30 seconds.
Okay. Positive takeaways for Southwest. They had a couple long TD runs. They take something away from last week's loss going into this week against Trask.
I think so. I think they do have it. I do pick. I'm going to spoil it, but I do think they're going to do pretty well against Trask and have a chance to win. Look, if you're Southwest, you have a young coach. He's still trying to position himself and establish himself as a head coach. It's going to take time. And I think people probably get some grief from this, but I think people need to quit dwelling on what happened 10, 15, 20 years ago and quit comparing to all these other Charlie or Zach to Phil Paget and let these gentlemen be their own person.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's tough. That's tough, Coach. That's tough, isn't it, man?
That's what I was just knowing the Southwest program. Coach has got to come in there and establish his team.
Yeah.
He's got to come in there and do his thing and not worry about the naysayers. And if his program doesn't succeed, then he can take ownership for that. But let him have some ownership and create what he wants to create.
Yeah.
Put on the field.
Last rapid. Oh, go ahead.
And that's the bottom line because I said so.
Yeah, that's exactly. Last rapid fire, and this is going to be for them because it deals with Liberty. I tell you what. The first question I'll let you let the Twins answer. The second question I'll let Coach answer. All right, boys. The win y'all had Friday night. Ugly win or gritty win to keep the Liberty streak alive?
Definitely ugly. I mean, the offense couldn't get anything going. I won't say ugly for defense. I think defense did pretty good, but that's a team we beat 35-0 the first time. That's even if they got better, we got to put up better numbers.
Yeah.
I would say a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because, we still fought out there.
Yeah.
And especially on defense. Defense was gritty.
Well, like we said, man, when you win and you don't play your best, there's something to be said about that, I mean, you'll take it. There's no style points. I mean, it's great. It's great because you boys score some points. I mean, it's great to throw up 35 points or 28 points, but you know what? As long as you score more than the other team, that's all that matters. Yes, Coach, how big was the pick six for momentum? I know you were already up, right? It
was 0-0.
Okay, it was 0. Okay, yeah. So the picks. So then tell me how big was the pick six?
We were on the half-yard line and turned the ball over.
Okay.
It was first and goal. We turned the ball over. They tried to run it on first down. We stopped them at 3 or 4 yard line, and then our defense had to tighten up. And as soon as the ball was thrown, I saw Sawyer right there, and I said, in the split second, if he don't catch it running in, there's something wrong. And he did. So that put us up 7-0 going in at halftime, but it was still – it was a momentum builder, but it was also a realization to say –
we're in a dogfight.
We got to play. We got to play ball. We got to play ball.
Yeah, in a dogfight, man. That's
how big did that ball when it came to your arms? I mean, was it in slow motion?
It felt like slow motion, just right into my hands. I had to take a second to realize he kind of threw it right to me. So he scored.
Oh, that's good. That's great. That's great.
And Coach, we talked about or read about this the other today that. Last year, and no disrespect toward those other two teams, but if you would have won a game last year 13-0, you guys were happy about it.
Well, we beat Father Cobdon 14-0 last year at their place, so that was off of our first win at home, and so we were ecstatic. Last year, I'd have taken 2-0, but
as long as you score, like I said, as long as you score more than they score, man.
And I told our team, I told these guys and coaches, it doesn't matter what level of competition. If you hold the team to 0 points, you've done something.
That's exactly that's exactly right.
But that's a sign of you guys going, because you guys weren't particularly happy about the win,
Right?
And where again last year y'all would have been
Right.
excited, and so I mean that shows the expectations.
That's right. Because somebody predicted they'd put 6 points on us, but we held them to 0.
Who? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who did that?
Everybody follows your predictions. Everybody follows.
Why does
your
everybody listen to me? No.
Well, you're pretty good, but I mean, you're done pretty good. But he has some high school coaches that text him actually that when he picks against them. Now he just predicted that they would give up 6 points to you guys, but I mean, to the other team. But when he picks against a local team, they put it up on the
Bulletin board.
Oh, they do.
That's right. That's
so
right.
at least we know people are reading it, right?
Right.
Or potentially
And
watching
like
it.
I said before, and then the following week, if you pick that team to win, Chris, why'd you pick?
Yeah, why'd you pick us to win? Yeah, so you never get. All right, this recap is brought to you by SIA Group. For more than 50 years, SIA Group has provided protection beyond insurance, helping families, businesses, and communities preserve what matters most. They believe insurance isn't just about policy, it's about people. That's why SIA Group is committed to supporting local businesses and giving back to the communities they serve. Learn more at siagroup.com/prep report. I will say it. Please, if you're watching or listening or whatever, go out to siagroup.com/prep report. They are a sponsor. They give us money. They want to see that people are watching and listening, and they're not going to gather your email and see, well, they may, I don't know. But there's just a little one-question survey. What team, what community team, are you supporting? So it would help us a lot, help us for potentially keeping them as sponsors next year. If you're listening or watching, and you can go out to siagroup.com/prep report. And we want to thank the Mills family, Brandon, for sponsoring this show, for sponsoring the show and going from there. So, all right, we're going to morph into the interview. Boys, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. So joining us today are Holden and Sawyer Smith, seniors at Liberty Christian Academy in Richlands, and two leaders of the Heat football team, along with their head coach, Shawn Richmond. And we're going to talk a little bit about Liberty football and how the season's going so far and what's ahead for the Smith brothers after high school. And then we'll finish with Coach Richmond and get some thoughts from him about them. So we're going to start off, and let me see how I did this. All right, so I've got some where I've got Holden, Sawyer, and I've got some where I'm going to ask both. So this is just general question, guys. First, just take a couple minutes to tell everybody that's watching about yourselves, your family, what you guys enjoy doing when you're not playing football or in school or whatever. So whoever wants to go first, go first. How about that?
So what do I enjoy doing when I'm not watching football?
Yeah.
I treat fantasy football like a full-time job.
Okay, nice,
So
nice.
If I'm not playing football, I'm probably watching football or looking at my fantasy team.
All right, so you got a brother, obviously, who was born on the same day. You have any other siblings?
We have an older brother. He's 21.
Okay, and you guys got here. Of course, I know your dad. I actually hired your dad. I don't know if he told you that, but I actually hired him way back when. How long have y'all been here now?
I think this is our 8th year.
Okay, yeah, I hired him way back when to take the executive director position with the Jacksonville Sports Commission when I was the chairman. So you guys been here for 8 years. Live in the y'all live in the Northwoods area, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Live in the Northwoods area. Been going to Liberty Christian for how long?
Since 8th grade.
Since 8th grade. Okay, so you watched them grow up.
I have.
All right. Well, we're gonna get to that later. Sawyer, what do you enjoy doing when you're not playing football? Are you as intense with fantasy football?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just hanging out with my friends and fantasy football or watching the Atlanta Falcons, my favorite team.
Yeah. Y'all are Falcon and Tennessee Volunteer fans,
sir.
right? And you're
All of us.
Yeah, y'all are. Your dad bleeds it bad, man.
He does.
Man, he gets pretty upset. So who does he get more upset when they lose, Atlanta or Tennessee?
That's tough. I mean, he gets mad at both.
I know he does because he puts it on Facebook. I know he does. Yeah,
I'd probably say the Falcons.
yeah, he does. I mean, he's ready to fire everybody, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
One loss, fire Raheem.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, okay, all right. Holden, who started playing football first, or did y'all start playing at the same time? And who is more competitive between y'all two?
Okay, so he joined football first, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks after, I was like, oh, yeah, I got to get into this too. And then who's more competitive? I would say I'm probably more competitive than he is. He's more laid back.
Mm-hmm. Coach, would you agree with that?
I would agree. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Was that like Pee Wee, or was it in like middle school? I mean, well, not middle school, but was it high school football when y'all first started playing?
Pee Wee.
Okay, Pee Wee football. Sawyer, what's it like to share the field with your brother, man? Do you guys like telecommunicate or have any I mean, is there like some sort of sense, man, between y'all? And I know y'all think that's funny, but I've actually I have very good friends that are twins, and like they finish each other's sentences and stuff like that. So, what's it besides that part? What's it like just playing sports with your brother, man?
It's pretty great. I mean, not necessarily communicating without saying anything, but knowing each other for so long, we kind of know our tendencies and what we're going to do. And we're not usually out there on offense at the same time, but we are on defense, and it makes it a lot easier.
Okay, so that follow up the twin instincts. So you kind of know sometimes you think you know what he's going to do.
I think so, yeah.
All right, cool. Holden, who takes the harder hits, and who gives the harder hits?
He definitely gives the harder hits, being a linebacker.
Yeah,
but I'd say I'd probably take the harder hits.
Okay. You guys, Holden, you're making an impact all over the field. 4 touchdowns, interception, a few forced fumbles. What's been the key to staying locked in on both sides of the ball, and which do you like better, offense or defense?
I would say the key to staying locked in is I try to get locked in for a whole week. Like, I'll make the other team we're playing my lock screen. I'll think about it. I'll pray about it. And then I definitely like offense better.
Do you like offense better? I know you like defense better playing linebacker, right? Sure. So you've had 60-plus tackles so far. The pick 6 we talked about. Man, I mean, you forced fumbles, recovered fumbles, man. You're a playmaker. What's your mindset when you take the field? And I'm going to ask you, what's your mindset when you take the field playing linebacker?
I think linebacker, there's a lot of things you have to do. You have to read the pass, you have to read the run, know which side it's going to, fill the cutback lanes, a bunch of things. My mindset is really just know the fundamentals and what I've been taught to do, and just step up, and that usually works for me.
All right. Stay here, and this is actually a question for both of you, so I'll ask you first. And favorite play or moment of the season? Was it Friday night interception or something else?
I think definitely the win against Community was big. I mean, holding first 2 fumbles, recovered 1. That changed the game for us, and just how hyped we were after the win, it was great.
Holden, favorite moment?
I would say Community, but I also say I missed a lot of games this season.
You missed the first 2 games? Is that right?
So
what was it? A shoulder? What was it?
I had an enlarged spleen. So
Okay. Yeah, I remember your dad saying something about that.
So I would say my 60-yard touchdown versus Father Capodona the first time we played him at home.
Yeah,
it felt so good to finally be back.
Awesome. Both for both, and whoever wants to answer first, and the other one can go. What kind of example do you guys want to set for the younger players that you're playing with right now or might be coming up?
I think that just to put all your faith in God, that's the right thing to do, and listen to your coaches, knowing that they know what's best for us. They keep us locked in all season. Don't need to be goofing off at practice or anything. Just stay locked in.
I would say being a leader and a good teammate, because you can set a good legacy on the field, but I think what you do off the field matters more. And just being a good Christian mentor to the younger guys too.
Great. As seniors, this is for both of you guys. What do you hope people remember about this group that's playing football right now when the season's over?
I would say our hard work. We've been working for almost a year just to get here. So, and I would say that we're just a good group of guys,
Yeah. Do y'all hang out off the field?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Would you anything to add about that? About what do you want this group to be remembered with, Sawyer?
I think we are the team that turned it around. Last year was huge for the team, but this year we have a winning record. Won our last 5, and that's a lot of props to the coaches.
Yeah,
they've turned us around too.
And I think the neat thing about this is, I'm assuming you guys. I mean, third year of the program, you guys played since day one with them or
Yes,
not?
Sir.
Oh, you did not?
This is
Okay.
our first year
First year playing. Okay.
program.
So
Nice.
we always played growing up. I mean, Pee Wee, flag, everything. But then once we moved to Liberty in 8th grade, we kind of shifted our focus towards basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, we still
Yeah, I
love
know you
football,
guys play
watch
about.
football.
Yeah. I know you guys play about. So y'all both play travel ball, travel basketball, or y'all used to at one point in time, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
2
Yeah.
years.
Okay. So this is y'all's first year playing football,
Yes,
Coach.
sir.
You're sitting there going, man. 2 years ago, why didn't y'all come out? Right.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I know, that's right. Holden, you mentioned it. Question for both you guys though: how do you guys approach leadership on and off the field?
I would say just being friendly, like just seeing how people's days are, and just setting a good example. Just really, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely big on getting close with your teammates. You know, if I'm not a captain, but I can lead out there if I have to. And if you're not close with the person, they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to, you know, just focus on what you have to say and be locked in on practice or anything. So
And no one wants to listen to a jerk. Like you don't want to follow a bad leader.
Yeah.
So I feel like really just set an example, and they'll follow behind you.
Yeah, and let me just add to you the deal about you saying you're not a captain, but so in life, when you get into the working world, just so being a supervisor or being a boss, that kind of defaults you to being, quote, a leader. But you can lead from anywhere, man. You don't have to have you can be a frontline worker who has nobody reporting to you. And it's just what you guys are talking about: being kind, being friendly, doing your job, having a positive attitude, uplifting people. And it really doesn't matter what your title is. It really doesn't matter what your job is. You can lead from all positions. So Sawyer, that's a great answer. Holden, looking ahead, what's next? What's in your plans after high school?
So I don't have a college narrowed down yet, but I want to go and get undergraduate in chemistry in hopes of becoming a dentist.
Okay, nice. Sawyer, same question. You're not going to be a dentist too, are you?
no, quite the
Smith and
opposite.
Smith. Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to go to college yet. If I do some like construction management, but I also
Nice.
might want to do a trade and maybe own my own business one day.
That's nice. Well, there is a definite need for those in the trade skills. And if either y'all have any questions, my wife works at the community college, and she can help folks. She helps kids every day that are looking to get into the trades, kids that are maybe looking to go to Coastal for 2 years and then transfer to wherever. That's what she does. So I know whatever you guys decide, y'all will be successful at it. So rapid fire for you two guys now.
Okay.
So both of y'all going to answer. I'll start here and I'll just go back and forth. What's the toughest part of playing 8-man football?
That's tough. I don't know.
Rapid fire, which means quick.
Practice.
Practice.
Open field tackling.
All right. Harder to prepare for a team's offense or a team's defense.
Offense.
Offense, yeah.
Okay. Who is the most underrated player on your team?
Ledger Lewis.
Daniel Canales.
All right. What is that Ledger? What position does he play?
He plays left guard.
Okay.
Daniel kicks. He plays running back, corner, receiver.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
Okay. Funniest teammate in the locker room?
Ooh, probably Daniel Canales.
Drayden Wagner.
Okay. What's one word that describes your team right now?
Tough.
Locked in.
Nice.
Oh, that's two, but my bad.
All right. Between y'all two, who's more likely to forget their mouthpiece?
Me.
Probably him.
Favorite post-game meal?
Mexican.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Okay, got to answer this one. Even though this is Christian athletics, which of you talks more trash on the field?
Probably me.
Linebacker, I would assume.
Yep.
Him. Okay. Who's more likely to celebrate after a big play?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would win? Okay. Well, so we're gonna get this one. Who would win a one-on-one basketball game?
Probably him.
Either one of us.
Okay. Guard.
Shooting guard, probably.
Point guard. Who is your role model in life, athletic or otherwise?
My dad.
My dad and my mom.
Nice. If you were going to walk on to a role in a movie, would you be an action hero or a comedian?
Comedian.
Action hero.
All right. Favorite movie?
What's it called? I'll go with Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. Wow. Ooh.
Oh,
Linebacker. That is kind of dark, dude. I like that.
Yeah.
Probably Signs.
Signs. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you could teleport right now anywhere for a vacation, where would you go?
Bahamas.
Hawaii. You know where I go? Who's Tennessee play this weekend?
Yep.
I go to. Is it in Tuscaloosa or is it?
is.
Yeah, I go. I go to
I
Tuscaloosa.
would have said Neyland Stadium.
Yeah. If you could have dinner with any three people, living or dead, who would they be?
Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Jesse Bates.
All right.
Drake London, Julio Jones, and Jesus.
Nice. One word that sums up being a Liberty Heat athlete.
Community.
Faith.
Nice. All right, Coach, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
You've seen Holden and Sawyer develop over the last few years as students and as young men.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out the most about their growth, both as players and leaders?
Both of them are determined. They, whether it's classroom in their senior class or freshman class, I've seen them all the way up. They're both determined that when they start something, they're going to see it through and they're going to do it the best of their ability, 100%. And just their ability to I know they get frustrated, but I never really Sawyer more than Holden, whereas his heart on his sleeve sometimes, his emotions outwardly, but both of them are pretty like when you give them a task, whether it's a schoolwork or a practice or whatever, they're locked in and they're going to complete it. And it may not be perfect, but they're going to do it 100%.
Yeah, they're going to go at it 100.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I had a boss that used to tell me, said, "Look, man, if you mess up, that's all right. Just mess up.
Just make sure.
Just mess up going 110.
That's right.
10%.
That's right.
Twins play on both sides of the ball, and they're making big plays every week.
Mm-hmm.
How do they set the tone for the rest of the team?
Well, being seniors and being out there, being some of the guys we key on and we look forward towards for those big plays, it's kind of contagious sometimes. Holden makes a play on offense and everybody sees it, and now the defense is on the sidelines, and I don't know internally if they're saying we're going to outdo each other. So if Holden makes a play,
That's that mental thing I was talking about,
so
man.
like, all right, well, he got his, I'm going to get mine.
Have you ever seen them grab their helmet and like, oh, well, let me put the camera on me and do like that, and because they're telepathing to each other, right?
Right. But they're when they go, they go.
All right. Program, third year. Yeah, you got some seniors like these two young men helping you to this 5-game winning streak. How important have they been, as well as the other seniors in this? We talked about this when you were here before. Culture, in establishing this culture.
Well, hopefully it shows, first of all, that they should have been out here before now.
Yeah.
First of all, that they don't need to wait till their senior year. But just the excitement in around the campus, and not a big campus, but it's still big enough because every Friday morning, my guys, the team, and the cheerleaders are out car line, high-fiving and waving at the little kids.
That's nice.
You know, and it's they love it. You know, sometimes these guys think, oh, my goodness, but they don't know what that does for these little kids, the pep rallies and you know, walking through the halls with their jerseys on, just that type of culture that – and I tell them all the time, I said, look, they know you're a Liberty football player. They see you at Walmart. You've got to be on point. You got to set that example. You can't be fussing and cussing and think it's okay, and you only do it on campus. You've got to set the example because
That's right.
These younger ones, they come up because we had a youth football camp during the summer. We had 12 or 14 youngins come out and play, and they were helping. The team was helping lead the drills and stuff, and some of them, the little kids, to this day, they still come and give me high five and say, "Where's the football team at?" So
that's awesome, man. That is awesome. So you hit on it a little bit. When you think about these two guys, and they're going to graduate, what kind of legacy do you hope the younger players take from their example?
Just that they did it the right way, and when they did it. They don't complain, and when they do it, when we ask them to do something, it's yes sir, no sir. What we got to do? What we got to do to get better? What we got to do to help the team? What do we got to do to help the younger guys? What that type of thing. It's always they're not about themselves. They've never come to any of the coaches and said, "I want to do this," and it's like, "Hey, the team needs to do this type of thing."
That's awesome. So, questions? You got any questions?
Well, I was going to ask the twins, what's it like being sons of the infamous Scott Smith? Scott, you knew that was coming. You knew we were going to throw you under the bus. Is he a good guy? He comes across a nice guy, but can he be a hard you-know-what on you guys?
I say he's a pretty good guy all the time. And we're pretty good kids, so he doesn't have to come across hard too much. But it's more, we have a really good relationship with him.
Sorry. When you guys, I ask kids this all the time. When you guys mess up, who puts the fear in you, mom or dad?
Dad, for sure.
Oh, really?
Dad does?
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all got it on him, though. Y'all got to be taller than him now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so at least when he talks, he's got to look up to you, all right?
And the thing is, they know that, because I know the Sports Commission does a great job with the community, and but they do put together a lot of those 5K runs, so they know if they mess up, Scott's going to make them run.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else for him?
No. Who's older?
I'm older by 1 minute.
By 1 minute?
Nice.
Do you hang that over his head?
Not too often.
That's great.
If I have to, I will.
Well, listen, this community spotlight and special guests have been brought to us by Moore Buick GMC. At Moore Buick GMC, it's more than just selling cars. It's about serving our community. Right here in Jacksonville, Charles Williamson and his folks are proud to support local schools, charities, and events while helping families find the perfect Buick or GMC to fit their lives. From rugged GMC trucks to luxurious Buick SUVs, you'll find a wide selection backed by friendly service you can trust. Whether you're buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle, you'll always be treated like family. Moore Buick GMC, driven by community, powered by trust. Visit them today at their location on Western Boulevard in Jacksonville. Oh, I said Western Boulevard. It's on Highway 17. I'm sorry, on Highway 17 in Jacksonville, or online at morebuickgmc.com. So, guys, we appreciate it a bunch. Y'all sit here now. You get to listen to him justify what he's getting ready to say. You guys are more than happy to contribute at any point in time. I know you probably know some of these kids as well, whether through football or basketball or whatever. So, and Coach, so as we go through this, we'll hear what Chris has to say.
Speaking of hearing, is somebody trying to break into your house?
Yeah, my dogs. So my dog loves me, man, and if we open the door, she would be like right here in the middle of the floor. So we don't need a mascot right now. So so we're gonna start the let's see. We won't show the screen yet because that would reveal the scores. So we're gonna start with previewing Week 9. The first game we're gonna look at is Jacksonville. They're 6-0. And 2-0 in conference, and they're going to South Central. South Central's 3-4 and 0-2 in conference. Question for you on this game: can Jacksonville maintain focus against a struggling opponent with D.H. Conley looming next week?
That was one thing I asked Bo and a couple of the guys last week after they beat J.H. Rose was, look, how hard is next week going to be? And those, Amari Pearson said, look, we expect next week to be even harder. We expect their coaches to beat us up, pretty good and be hard on us all week long, because that can be a trap game. If South Central's 3-4, they've lost 3 or 4 straight games in a row. So it is a trap game if Jacksonville doesn't play well. But I think they'll be focused and take care of business. It won't be a 56-0 game, but I think it will be kind of a similar game as last week. I think they'll score early, maybe force a turnover, get a couple score lead, and then kind of coast from there. So I think they'll come in focused.
Okay. East Duplin 5-2, 2-0 in conference against Clinton 3-4 and 1-1. Can East Duplin avoid looking ahead also to next week's showdown with Pender?
Yeah, I just think East Duplin's got to take care of business, and they're not going to have too much trouble. I mean, they continue to get better, and East Duplin, that's one of the key things about them is that they continue to get better throughout the season. So I think they'll take care of business on Friday and set up that showdown with Pender next week. All
right, White Oak 4-3, 0-2 in conference. J.H. Rose 3-4 and 1-1. Can White Oak's late game resilience finally turn into a full four-quarter performance?
I saw J.H. Rose last week against Jacksonville. They're not a bad team. I mean, and they were the preseason favorite to win the conference. So the Rapids are favored to win favored to win the game. But White Oak does have the talent to win. They just, like I said multiple times, you can't fall behind 7-0. You can't fall behind 14-0. You're gonna have to establish some early success. Perhaps take a lead and or at least stay in the game early and maybe get a couple breaks. But they're more than capable of hanging with the Rapids. They just can't fall behind 2 or 3 scores.
Coach, I was going to ask you when we were talking about the first 2 games about looking ahead. Is it hard to keep when you're playing a team, that you think you're going to, you've got a pretty good chance that you're going to beat, and you got a big game the following week. Mm-hmm. Is it hard? How do you keep your guys focused? Is it hard?
We just each week we say we're 0-0. I mean, it's a new.
Yeah,
week.
You mentioned that before when you were here.
We're 0-0. I mean, right now we're on a bye week, but we're still. Last week's over. It doesn't matter. We're 0-0 next week. Next week's senior night, huge because then the conference championship is looming. So we can't lose focus on next week because the conference championship is right around the corner. So we just have to. And Holden said it. We stay locked in. We're 0-0. We're going in. It's a new week. It's a fresh week. We just have to. Each week is each week's responsibility, not next week.
So let me ask the twin. And this is off the cuff. I'm of course off script as I normally am. So it's different. You guys focused on basketball a lot for a long time until this, football. So with basketball, you normally have multiple games. What, 2 games a week, maybe three games a week.
Yes, sir. With
football, you're building up to from Monday. Just take Saturday and Sunday off. Your mind's doing whatever. But Monday, you hit Monday, and you got that whole week. Is it different with just having 1 game a week as opposed to having multiple games? Is it different preparation?
I would say it's easier to lock in because each game just means so much more compared to basketball.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Definitely you can focus on the one game the whole week. We know what we need to do and study film. It's just easier.
Yeah. Okay.
And going back to Liberty, so Coach, just remind us. So you have an open date this week, but if you win next week, if you take care of business, then you'll clinch a spot for the conference championship game against Sandhills.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then what happens after that? Is that the last game, or do you make?
Pretty much it for being a new conference and not being recognized by the state association yet. Mm-hmm. But we won't be done because we've got other plans in November. I texted you earlier about what we're doing November. So
is that official yet?
Yes, it's official.
Well, you can.
We were. I follow 8-Man Extreme site.
Yeah.
And I got an email last week from a gentleman who has an 8-man national tournament in Panama City Beach, Florida.
Nice.
We've been invited. The only team from North Carolina that's ever, I don't know if we've ever participated, but this year the only one. We're one of 12 teams. There's teams from Alabama, Mississippi, Indiana, Tennessee, South Carolina, and us. And we'll be playing 2 games in 3 days, the 12th through the 16th of November, in an 8-man national tournament.
Awesome, man.
They sold us out, which was pretty cool.
Well, when you get more information about that and stuff like that, pass that on to Chris, and we'll definitely get the word out for more about that. That's awesome, man. That's great.
That is a lot of car washes, you guys.
I was going to say, always need some donations. Back to it. I'm sorry. Richlands 1-6, 0-3. at West Carteret 4-3 and 2-2. Can Richlands finally break its scoring slump against a defense that has been giving up some numbers the last few weeks?
Well, I think Richlands will have a chance to score a few touchdowns in this game because you're right. The Patriots, West Carteret has given up some points, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Richlands is going to put up a good fight, but West Carteret showed that they are a strong team by holding their own against Northside last week. So I think it could be a 35-21 type of game, but I think the Patriots are going to be too strong.
Okay. Havelock 3-5, slowly creeping closer to 500. 3-5 and 3-1 in conference. At Swansboro 2-5 and 0-3 in conference. And just as we mentioned, Swansboro next week, Coach Beasley has confirmed he will be here, as well as his quarterback
Kevin Till.
So they will be here next week. Can Swansboro's defense slow down a Rams offense that seems to be finding its rhythm over the last few weeks?
I think Swansboro will have a chance. I mean, as you can see the score, I think they'll have a chance to score some points. Havelock's offense is still pretty young. Like I said, freshman quarterback. You don't know how that resonates on a Friday night on a consistent basis. They do have a freshman receiver that is also playing well, but they seem they've gotten some momentum. And then, so it will be tough, but I think the Pirates do have a chance to score some points. I just don't know if they'll be able to slow the Rams down.
Coach, do you have any freshmen or sophomore that are playing any major minutes?
Oh yeah, we've got a freshman offensive line now. We try to get some of the freshmen. We're line heavy. We're probably 6 or 7 deep at the D tackle position, and some of those being freshmen. So we've got we're going to lose a few seniors at skills positions, but we've got a fairly young team.
Okay.
So.
And I see what you did there. You said 6'7". I saw the guy. I have a 12-year-old. I know exactly what that means. Steve, you're an old
I have
guy.
no idea. I got a 30-year-old and a 26-year-old. I have.
You're an old guy. 6'7". It's a saying all the kids are saying now. So
Okay.
That wasn't on purpose, by the way. I don't know what that was.
Southwest 0-6 and 0-2 in conference. At Trask 3-4 and 1-1. With Trask limited passing attack, can the Stallions stack the box and force turnovers?
Well, and I think they have a chance to win. I think they have a chance to do well. I think that would be a good confidence builder. Again, going back, like I said, the White Oak, Southwest can't fall behind early, but if they establish an early lead against Trask, I think they have a chance to pull it away. And it would be nice to see those kids get some confidence and pick up a win for Coach Garvey.
All right. The game of the Ophers. Jones Senior 0-7 and 0-2 in conference against Lejeune 0-7 and 0-2 in conference. Which team will find a way to finish drives in the red zone for their first win of the season? You can go ahead and give us this because everybody's wanting to know this one. How about that?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Lejeune. I think Lejeune has a little bit more of a stronger foundation with some key players returning, and Grady Mahaffey is a sophomore, but he's a kind of a Mr. Do Everything for Lejeune. And
did I read that right? He had a 98-yard. Was it a 98-yard fumble return
for a touchdown? Yep.
Wow.
So that's
how far was your pick six?
About 10 yards.
Could you have run 98 yards? Do you think?
I don't know. That's tough. I'll say so. Yeah.
You think I could?
Maybe.
I could have run 10, took a break, 10, took a break, 10, took a break. How about that? Wait a minute. How far is it from here to the refrigerator? That's about as far as I can run. So, all right. So you're calling it right here, Lejeune.
I'm gonna say Lejeune. I think the Grady's gonna have a good game, and if Lejeune wins, I mean, good for them. I know it's been pretty tough the last couple of weeks.
All right. I've just shared the screen with the scores, so everybody's seeing the scores. What everybody's been looking at here for a while. So you've got Northside 42, Dixon 21, Jackson, and actually I messed up again, but that's okay because we got to do the game of the week, and I revealed the score, but that's all right. But we'll go from there.
I would say you're fired, but
I know. I got to get that right, man. Jacksonville 34, South Central 14, New Bern 42, White Oak 35, East Duplin 31, Clinton 14, J.H. Rose 35, White Oak 14. I see I messed up again. I didn't take the New Bern White Oak score out. West Carteret 34, Richland 17, Havelock 42, Swansville 21, Southwest 20 over Trask. So Southwest getting their first victory. And then you got Lejeune scored 22 points. Chris, I mean, this is the 8th week. Have they scored 22 points all season?
Well, when they scored 12 last week, that 12 plus 2 other times they scored. So
okay.
Yeah, so how's the math work
Okay,
out? I mean,
okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. So you are calling for Lejeune to go crazy this week and score 22 points?
Yeah, I think they're going to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Okay, that's a shootout. All right. Now, even though I've already messed up, we plopped over here and y'all can't see it, but the game of the week is Dixon 5-2 and 1-2 in conference, and Northside 6-1, 3-0 in conference. So, just real quick, Dixon's 28 points last week was their lowest output total of the year.
Which is not bad.
Which is great. Northside's given up 28 points in each of their last 2 weeks, so it's going to be a high-scoring affair. That's what you're calling for, probably.
Yeah,
correct?
I think so. Dixon naturally is going to be in high-scoring games because of that offense and just that single wing offense. And hey, Coach, why don't you guys try a single wing offense one year?
Yeah, no. We're gonna spread them out.
Yeah.
Spread them out. Some keys to the game. Northside has thrown the ball well, obviously, but look for a well-balanced attack with Anderson, and mix in some big plays because they are known for big plays. I mean, and we've talked about this, man. Their special teams group is. I mean, they make special teams plays, right?
They do. I mean, they're talented in all three facets. Northside is, but if you're Dixon, I mean, you're not going to go into this game scared. I mean, you're a couple plays here and there.
I can't imagine. Yeah, after the coach's name escapes me. What's his name?
Kelly Davis.
Yeah, Coach Davis, man. After meeting him and talking to him, I can't imagine them guys going in scared anywhere.
I do think Dixon's going to have a chance to score some points, and because, like I said, that offense is just so hard to prepare for, and you only have a few days to prepare for it. So I think Dixon will have a chance to keep the game close early on, and that's kind of what Croatan did, throwing the ball a couple weeks ago. But they, Northside will definitely have to play well.
The other key to the game on the Dixon side is Dixon's going to try to run the ball. I mean, there's no hands down about that. They're going to try to establish a run, and if they can get an early lead, and with that run, then this could be a very competitive game, right?
Yeah, because I think that's what Dixon wants to do. They want to get a lead, and they want to frustrate their opponents. Hey, see if you can stop us. And then the more unstoppable they are, the more frustrating the defense gets. So that's the name of the game for the Bulldogs.
It's interesting for these two teams. They've historically the last 4, 5, 6 years haven't been, what they thought they needed to be.
Yeah.
Now they're coming into this game a lot on the line.
Yeah.
So what to me is going to boil down to what team is better prepared to handle the spotlight.
Yeah.
Northside's on a roll. Dixon can run the ball. So I don't feel like these programs in the last 3, 4, 5 years have been into this type of game to where, hey, this really matters. Like, we're playing for some conference,
Yeah, and the thing about it, Dixon's got 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
One last week by 1, and then West Carteret did. I mean, they beat them by what, it was a couple touchdowns. Was it a couple touchdowns?
But it was 67-51.
Yeah, I mean they both scored. So whoever handles that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And the spotlight better. I mean, we'll see what happens.
And you are fired because the game is at Northside.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
I swear, we get this new setup, and we
I
look
know,
all professional, and you keep on dropping the
Well, I
ball.
tell you what, I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to start putting verses and not put at, and that way I can't be wrong. But where I really messed up was to tell you that. Oh no! So I've got it wrong up there, but I've got it right down here. So
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, on screen they see it. Of course, I would be remiss by not saying that the game of the week is brought to you by Golden Corral and Billy Sewell. Billy has been a great supporter not only of this show but of Onslow County Athletics, and they always step up. And so, Billy, we really appreciate your support, and that should have been the first thing that I mentioned. So I am kind of falling down on the job. So we've already revealed what the prediction was going to be: Northside 42, Dixon 21. So is it going to be close, and then Northside's going to pull away, or what's? How do you think the game's going to go?
Maybe 21-7 first half. So, and then maybe Northside establishes a 2-3 touchdown lead in the third, fourth quarter, and then Dixon won't give up. Dixon will keep on fighting, and but they'll make the score respectable and put up a good fight. But if Northside plays like they're supposed to, I think Northside will be a little too strong.
Okay. So this game of the week is, of course, brought to you by Golden Corral. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. Dig into Golden Corral's famous buffet with mouth-watering wings and boneless wings in a variety of flavors. Save room for over 20 bakery dessert selections, from chocolate and carrot cake to apple pie and their legendary banana pudding. Start your morning with breakfast at 7:30, brunch at 10, and dinner. It featured carved meats at 4. And seniors, you can enjoy the early bird buffet with a beverage at 1 p.m. Need to feed a crowd? They cater events from 10 to 1,000. Dine-in, takeout, drive-through, or delivery. It's all at Golden Corral. Voted Jacksonville's #1 buffet 10 years running by the Jacksonville Daily News Best of the Best. Call 910-455-3773 or visit goldencorral.com today. So, again, thank you, Billy. We appreciate your support. Appreciate everything you do, and appreciate you being the sponsor of our game of the week, even though I kind of fumbled through it and ruined it. But we made it work out. So, rapid fire, you ready?
Oh, sure.
All right. We got several of these. Guys, you, again, chime in wherever you want to. Will Dixon's offense protect the football after 2 costly turnovers last week?
Yeah, I think they will protect the ball, and the key will be, can they stop Northside?
How big will early momentum be if Dixon scores first?
I think that will put some pressure on Northside, but Northside fell behind 14-0 last week and got things going. So, but if you're Dixon, you do want to establish early success.
First big play in this game, a 40-yard bomb or a breakaway run?
Gavin Davis 40-yard ball.
Okay. Better uniforms under the lights, Dixon Road White or Northside's home look?
Ooh, that's
all whites look good, man.
Mm-hmm.
God, all whites look good.
I'm gonna go with the Dixon maroon.
Okay. Will Jacksonville's defense force early turnovers again to seize control of this game early against South Central?
Well, I mean, that's kind of been the recipe for success the last 2-3 weeks. So I think I'm gonna say they're gonna do it again.
If Jacksonville scores 40+ points, do we get a Pearson touchdown dance?
Touchdown dance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Colonel Kopka might
not like that.
Might not like
okay.
That. By the way, congratulations to him.
Yeah, definitely congratulations to Colonel John Kopka. The press box being named after him at Jacksonville High School. I've known Colonel Kopka for just a long time. He's just a really good man. I don't really know what else to say about that. And I have officially. And if you have one, I've actually officially, when Bo was here, I put in my application to be the next get back coach at Jacksonville High School, and Bo said that I would have to go through an apprenticeship program. But if you need a get back coach, man, I'm ready to step up. So just let you know that.
We've got
coach.
about
you got
5 or 6. We got about 5 or 6 get back players that yell at me.
That's funny.
That's the funny thing is, I mean, I remember when we played. High school football will never, certain aspects of high school football will never change. You're always going to have, it's just human nature to want to get up to close to the sidelines, mm-hmm. and you have back up. I think you coaches have been yelling back up for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
See, you don't know. It's not back up.
Get back.
It's get back. Get back. That's why it's called the get back coach, man. I've been in training under coach. I've been secretly training under Coach Kopka for a while. More touchdowns for Jacksonville or punts for South Central?
Ooh, more touchdowns for Jacksonville.
All right. Which quarter does Coach Bo Williams start rotating his backups?
I would say early in the fourth.
Okay. How much will East Duplin show this week with Pender coming up next week?
Well, I mean, you know what you're going to get from East Duplin. I mean, you're going to get time-consuming ground. They don't do anything fancy. They're going to say, "Hey, we're running the ball. You know what we're going to do. So, you got to go stop them." Okay. So, East Duplin's going to be well prepared this week, and they'll be well prepared next week.
10 total pass attempts combined, over or under?
On the East Duplin game?
Yep.
I will say over because I think East Duplin will try to throw the ball a little bit more. I think they've had a little bit more success the last couple of weeks.
I think Clinton will have to throw the ball once they get so far behind.
Yeah. Okay. First team to complete a pass longer than 20 yards wins. True or false?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that.
Okay. All right. More second half points for White Oak or first half points for J.H. Rose?
More first half points for J.H. Rose.
Okay. Over or under the number of White Oak onside kick attempts in the game? More than 3 or less than 3?
Less than 3.
Okay. If White Oak rallies again, what's the theme song? Don't Stop Believing or Eye of the Tiger?
Man, that's probably the toughest one.
Yep.
Don't Stop Believing.
All right. Richlands West Carteret. First score, run, pass, or special teams?
Ooh, pass by West Carteret.
All right. Higher number completed passes by the West Carteret quarterback or total number of Richlands first downs?
Ooh, Richlands first downs.
More penalty flags or more touchdowns?
Ooh, touchdowns.
Okay, so you're saying they're disciplined. All right, Havelock, Swansboro. First big play, long touchdown or a defensive takeaway?
Big touchdown.
Okay. Who wins in the mascot fight, the Ram or the Pirate?
Ooh,
The Pirates got a sword. Remember that now.
yeah, the Pirates.
Okay. Who dances first, Swansboro cheerleaders or the Havelock band?
I don't know anything about that. So we'll give
Probably who's going to score first, really.
Yeah. So Havelock.
Okay. Southwest Trask. Will Trask run heavy offense, control the clock again?
I think they'll try to, but I think Southwest, like I said, I think Southwest is primed to play well, and I think they'll be successful.
More total passes or total punts?
Punts.
Who breaks the game open first? A running back / fullback or a linebacker? Sawyer, you say a linebacker, right?
Got to say linebacker.
Absolutely a linebacker. Who breaks the game open first?
In that game, running back.
Okay. Jones and Lejeune. Can Lejeune's Grady Mahaffey be the difference at QB and on defense?
Well, I think he'll be the difference. He had a great season as a freshman last year, making some big plays. So I think they'll keep the ball in his hands, and he's thrown the ball pretty well this year. So I think he'll have a chance to do well both sides of the ball.
All right. Jones and Lejeune. First team to 20 points wins. True or false?
True.
Over or under 10 combined completed passes.
Yes, because I think Grady's going to have a chance to complete a lot of those.
Yes is not an answer. Over or under?
Over.
Over. Okay. That's better.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Who's on the struggle bus now?
Who's on? That's right, man. You're fired. No, you know you're not fired. So, anything else you want to talk about with the games this week? Anything that we really hadn't talked about, that we really hadn't covered? What's a nugget? Player to watch out for. That we haven't mentioned yet.
That we really haven't mentioned. I would say Saron Thompson. He's a junior for Jacksonville. Okay. Came up with a couple of big catches last week against J.H. Rose. But he's kind of gone unnoticed with the running game. But I think he and I give him a hard time because he plays basketball, and if the Jacksonville people are listening, they'll enjoy me giving them a hard time. But and his own dad gave him a hard time about this too last year. He made a 3-pointer during a basketball game last year, and his team was down 30. And he started doing the Seth Curry, whatever, the hand gestures. So all the kids gave him a hard time, and but he's a great player, great receiver for the Cardinals. So I think as they progress, he'll have a chance to shine even more.
All right, boys. Any last minute comments y'all want to talk about? So you got this week off. Next week you got a big game that could potentially. That's your homecoming, correct? Or
senior night.
Senior night. Mm-hmm. And then that could potentially propel you guys into the conference championship, right?
That's correct.
Thoughts, guys?
Go Heat.
Go Heat. I like it. Sawyer?
Go Heat.
Go Heat. Coach?
I appreciate these guys and what they've brought to the program this year, and good family, good upbringing, and I hope that they have solidified their, I don't want to say legacy, but their what they brought to the program, and I hope younger kids strive to be, hey, I can do what they do. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I do have a question. Does the mascot come to the football games?
Our mascot?
Yeah,
the torch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're out there. People thinks it's a thing of fries.
Oh, yeah, fry guy from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
But you know how hard it is to go online and find a Heat mascot?
Yeah. So, and I would say in all the mascot wars, Heat wins, unless you were playing somebody that had a water mascot. Then Heat pretty much destroys everything, right?
Green Wave's about the only water mascot.
Yeah, that's right.
Of.
That's right.
But I thought I was the only one that thought that, but so I'm glad I'm not the only one that.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for the Down East Prep Report Show with Chris Miller, brought to you by Marine Federal Credit Union. A big thank you to our special guests, Holden and Sawyer Smith. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And Coach Richmond, we appreciate you guys coming.
Absolutely.
Great conversation. Chris, thank you for breaking down all the matchups. And congratulations again to Colonel Kopka for his recognition, much deserved. So, folks, if you're enjoying watching the show, whether you're watching it live or you're going to watch it later, I encourage you to start following Man Cave Media on Facebook, or I'd love for you to go to YouTube and you can, let's see where I'm at here. I'm going like that. Yeah, down there's a subscribe button. Just click and subscribe and you'll be notified, when this show comes on, as well as we do a show on Sunday nights, 2 Men to 6 Pack, where we talk about college football, NFL football, and whatever else Dave Miller and Joey Mahowsik and that crowd want to talk about. But we, again, appreciate our show sponsor, Marine Federal, where you're more than just a member, you're part of community. Visit marinefederal.org to learn more and discover how Marine Federal Credit Union can help you build a better financial future. So same time, same location next week, and we'll have a full recap of this week's actions, as well as our Player of the Week, brought to you by Down East Heating and Air, and a preview of Week 10 matchups, including Golden Corral Game of the Week. And it's pretty amazing. We talked about it last week. We're going into Week 10. Mm-hmm. That's 3 more weeks, I guess, and then the season and then playoffs go.
Yeah, we're gonna,
for high school
with the playoffs. If this thing keeps on working out, we're gonna have to see if we can renew our contract.
Yeah, actually, you're right, because I've contracted with these folks for 13 weeks. So, but we'll figure it out. That's just a little thing, right? So, but anyway, for Chris Miller, I'm Steve Goodson. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you under the Friday night lights.